Hey, what's up guys? Talos here with another Project Diablo 2 Season 8 video. This time I'm showcasing a Bleed Barbarian build courtesy of HorkOnMyBarbiee. This is a really cool build that started a season ago when they added more options for open wounds damage. This mixes whirlwind and open wounds damage to great effect. So here's his GG gear showcase that he recorded for us, and we met in game to walk through some maps for gameplay footage as well. I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Starting off, we've got a 6 open socket Ethereal Grandfathers, Demon's Horn Edge with 3 sockets as well, a CBF Atmas, and then a 4 open socket IAS ED Slammed Grandfathers, each of those featuring ED Enhanced Damage and Open Wounds Jewels. So you've got some MF Slammed Gore Riders, really nice Fizz Ring here with 29 Strength, Blood Crafted Belt with Open Wounds and an IAS Slam, Innocence Armor, very key here, and we'll go into that in a little bit more detail. Wisp Projector, and then your ED Slammed Soul Drainers. So really GG gear all around. In his inventory is mostly going to be Masteries, Grand Charms. He's a little embarrassed about this one. Kind of makes sense though. So primarily Masteries Lifers, and some faster hit recovery. Geeds for MF, of course, Torch, Annie, kind of the usual. Some res fixes in his small charms as well. I want to slam that Annie for him now. But yeah, so on the Mercenary, rocking A2 Defiance with a Pride and Templars for Concentration, Might, and Defiance. 3 skill Andariels on there does help his Defiance aura. CBF in his boots, and some IAS gloves. Looking at his unbuffed numbers, looking at like 11k whirlwind damage, strength. This is a max strength build, so few, if any, points into vitality. He's also rocking teleport on swap, which is pretty cool. Because his grandfathers means he doesn't really need the plus war cries on swap. So being able to cast that straight away opens up his swap slots as well. We can see 15 to 16k top end damage. In his skills, he's got General Mastery, Open Wounds, Grim Ward, Battle Command, Max Whirlwind, and he'll use Frenzy for those faster movement speed as well. In his advanced stats, he's got solid res all around. FHR is a little bit low, but probably not a big deal with Whirlwind. 5k open wound damage per second. Crushing and deadly in the 30s, and then 100 MF. So you can see here his passive damage is actually pretty great because of the Innocence, that procced amp damage, open wounds. It also procs Crushing Blow as well, but now he's cast Grim Ward, and you can see the insane buff he gets from that. Top end damage now to 17 or 18k. Maybe you didn't see it, but the 27k attack rating is absolutely insane. His Merc even reaches 14k damage as well. So really insane numbers there. 27k attack rating, that's going to be 95% on everything, including Declone and Wrathman as well. I assume I've never brought 27k attack rating into that fight before, but that's pretty off the charts. Alright, yeah, honestly, it does look incredibly satisfying to play. You'll see that in the mapping footage at the end. Here he shows the cool little visual bug that happens quite often here at Shank, but then also in Players 8 maps. Actually happens all the time for me. Fire Druid is definitely guilty for that. But he did also want to show a little bit of kind of a gear swap that some folks might consider with like all skills slammed or really nice Toothrow, right? Just basically illustrating that like sheet damage doesn't necessarily equate to overall performance, because you're looking at like a little bit less than a 10% increase in your open wounds damage, which is nice to have for sure. Maybe slightly better sheet damage as well. But what he is explaining here is that Innocence is really, it's just too good because of the Blade Shield on it. So with the Season 8 changes for Blade Shield now proccing, in addition to proccing chance to hit that you get from different items, you're also going to get open wounds procced as well as crushing blow. So the damage that comes from Innocence is truly insane. And the defense that is available from that item is really great as well. So Barbarians get the benefit of having both Defiance and Shout, assuming you're using either Exile or an Act 2 Defiance Mercenary. But yeah, 20k defense, that's a very low chance to hit for enemies. I don't think he's even using any damage reduction also. But anyway, this is some of the conversation that we had when we met in game. So some of those numbers, yeah, just talking about the way that Innocence works with open wounds as well, and how the Whirlwind spins stacks open wounds up to the maximum 3 times that it can stack. So that 5k open wounds damage becomes 15k open wounds damage per second. And yeah, so with that, we'll get into some mapping footage. So this is the first map. It's a T3, non-fortified yet, with 96% rarity. When we jump in, I'll just be spectating mostly for this one, just kind of following along and trying to see how this build performs, right? So he's getting his Frenzy stacks up now. He's got a nice zippy movement speed. You can see that the Whirlwind itself, again, this was something like 17k top end damage per hand. So a lot of things are just getting one tapped to begin with, just straight up from the Whirlwind. And then anything else that, as long as he touches it, essentially just falls down about a second after behind him. So that's definitely the open wounds damage coming into play. And even like the 14k or so top end damage that his Merc will deal as well. So yeah, obviously I'm very impressed with this build. The thing is just slicing and dicing through everything right now. It's like a knife through hot butter. So it's pretty cool to see, especially with some of those enemies just kind of melting behind him as well. It's a pretty interesting thing. So this was my first time getting a close-up look at a Bleed Barbarian. I think this is definitely going to be focused on solo mapping and farming. So that's why he's running the 100 base MF on his gear as well. I'm just trying not to die here. Again, this is just my first time spectating, so yeah, I accidentally summoned and cast Armageddon, and my Merc is doing almost 30k DPS right now also, but just keeping in mind this is players 2, right? So these monsters are stronger than they would be normally, so a little bit of DPS from me is not really going to change too much on kind of viewing this showcase. So we won't go through the entire map for this one. Pretty straightforward, pretty similar clearing through the rest of it. We are going to go into next this fortified T3 map. So same map Thrones, but this one's fortified with 33 increased max life. And we'll actually just get straight into the boss. So yeah, we're seeing some really impressive single target damage here as well. So talking about Ubers and bossing, I think it's possible on this build, as he mentioned. You obviously just have to gear for it, but the insane attack rating that comes with Grim Ward just sounds so nice to be able to bring into that fight. We've also got a full T1 map for you to enjoy. Again, huge shout out to Dr. Geralt for sharing this build with us. My first deep look into Bleed Barbarian, and it looks sick. So yeah, that'll be it from me for the commentary. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, some bonus footage of us just talking about how cool the Grimward aura looks. If you agree, comment down below that the aura looks great. And I don't know, I've got some items and things to give away anyway, so maybe I'll just throw some of that your way, just to thank you for watching this deep into the video. Thank you so much for the support. Thanks for watching. Peace.